The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. You know what day it is. It's Wednesday, November the 6th, episode 30 of Where Are They Now Wednesday. And as you're listening to this, we may have a new president of the United States, and I promise you we will have a new president of the United States. And we're looking forward to this next 4 years. And a reminder that you're watching the original Where Are They Now Wednesday. Don't be fooled by the Johnny-come-latelys or some other imposter. Playing on Sports and the Missouri Sports Network are your sources for what Missouri high school talent does when they get to the national stage of the NCAA. No one has more information for you than we do. And we really appreciate your attention and loyalty. And do me a favor. Hey, go to our Facebook page and like us. Go to YouTube and subscribe. That way you'll be made aware anytime that any episodes are going live, whether it be Where Are They Now Wednesday with Playing on Sports Camp Mueller, whether it's Huddle Up with Johnny Mack, D. Archer, and myself, or maybe it's a morning update or Friday Night Live. Hey, you'll know. Hey, you want to be the smartest fan in the stands? Follow the Missouri Sports Network. Hey, and send us a comment or a question or a query, because we really appreciate you and your loyalty to the network. So, without further ado, are you ready to go? I'm ready to go. Hey, sit back and enjoy, because we've done your homework for you. Turn it over to Mr. Kent Mueller from Playing on Sports. And what did we do last week?
Well, thank you, guys. Last week, we reviewed field hockey as they crossed their mid-season towards their late season. And few Missouri athletes play field hockey, but they're mighty. They perform at a very high level when they leave their Missouri high schools to go on to the next level. And we also covered some superlative performances by women's soccer athletes. And this week, we will take a look at updated numbers for some running backs who came out of Missouri. With basketball just about to start, we'll also take an early look at a few athletes. And yes, they have moved around, so they aren't where they were when they left high school. So also, it is getting to the time of the season when we take a look at the first conference honors to be handed out to our local athletes. And the first ones are for women's soccer, and we'll go through a few of those. And let's take a break from our sponsor at this time.
I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days.
Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support. For life. Great Southern Bank. Understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Hey, welcome back to Where Are They Now Wednesdays on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, presented by Lyona, Labor's Local 663, who remind us, hey, drive safely in those work zones. those folks want to go home to their families as well. Well, Ken, it's time to talk a little bit of running backs. Talk about what we have on the docket today.
Well, we are well past halfway through the football season, and Missouri has a lot of athletes who are racking up the rushing yards. There are 11 athletes out of Missouri who lead their team in rushing yards per game. Brandon Hall is a senior out of North Kansas City. He plays Division II ball at Missouri Western State, which is in the Mid-America Intercollegiate Athletics Association. The 3 and 6 Griffins have relied on Brandon to move the ball for them. He is averaging 8.3 yards per carry on his way to 111 yards per game. Unfortunately, Brandon has not been able to play the last few weeks. Kenneth Hamilton is a senior out of Christian Brothers. He plays Division III ball at Washington University in St. Louis. And for football purposes, WashU plays in the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin. Kenneth is a big reason the Bears are 6-2 for the season. He rushes for 81 yards a game at 7.2 yards per attempt. This last weekend, WashU defeated Millikan University 70-21. Brandon rushed for 155 yards and 3 touchdowns on only 13 carries. That is almost 12 yards per carry. Jaden Mitchell is a graduate student out of Parkway Central. He plays Division II ball at Upper Iowa University in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. I am sure Upper Iowa is happy that Jaden transferred in from McKendree University. Jaden leads his team with 72 yards per game, gaining 5.2 yards a carry on his way to 7 touchdowns. So we Division II, Division III. How about Division I? The Football Bowl Series? Yes. There's Jeremiah Love, who is a sophomore out of Christian Brothers, playing FBS ball at the University of Notre Dame. Jeremiah is averaging a team-leading 70 yards per game and has scored 9 touchdowns for the Fighting Irish. In his last game, he racked up 102 yards while scoring 2 touchdowns against then number 24 rated Navy. He only carried the ball 12 times, so he averaged 8.5 yards per rush. And there's Steve Hall. He's a freshman out of MICDS playing football championship series ball at Lindenwood in the Ohio Valley Conference. Steve led the Lions with 70 yards per game this season. He averages 8 yards per carry and has scored 5 touchdowns. His longest run for the season, 93 yards. Now, let's take a look at men's basketball. Basketball is just getting started across the country. Let's take a look at a few who we will be following. And there are a lot of storylines all across the NCAA about coaches and players moving to new schools. It used to be just coaches, but now the players are as fluid as the coaches. There is one of those storylines that has significant Missouri high school overtones. Elliot Crow, who writes the Bracket Busters newsletter on Substack, expands on this story very well. Drake University men's basketball has had good success lately. Not surprisingly, their coach gets an opportunity and leaves to go to a bigger conference. Darian DeVries left for West Virginia and took his NBA prospect son, Tucker, with him. So far, the only Missouri connection in this story is Eric Northweather out of Blair Oaks, who was on that Drake team last year. But he chose not to use his 5th year of eligibility that derives from the COVID year. Drake hired Ben McCollum to be their new coach. Now, he doesn't have an NBA prospect as a son like Coach DeVries does. And he is moving back to his home state, Iowa. So no Missouri connection there. Ben has been the coach at Northwest Missouri State for the last 15 years, where he went 394 wins and 91 losses while winning 4 Division II national championships. Our storyline is who all is on that first Drake roster. If you are familiar with the Bearcats, then you will recognize the Bulldogs. Their point guard will be Isaiah Jackson, a transfer from Northwest Missouri State. Isaiah is a William Chrisman graduate who led Chrisman to the Class 5 quarterfinals. Daniel Abreu also followed Coach McCollum to Drake. Daniel averaged over 10 points per game last year and is a graduate of Willard High, where he averaged almost 28 points per game and was selected for the Class 5 All-State team. Perhaps the headliner transfer is Bennett Sturtz, a graduate of Liberty High. He for the Bearcats, and last year as a sophomore, he averaged over 15 points and 3 assists per game. The Missouri high school connection doesn't stop there. Coach McCollum's Missouri recruiting knowledge and history shows up with the arrival at Drake of Isaiah Howard, an incoming freshman and a graduate of Plattsburgh High. Coaches don't always get their recruit the first time, but nowadays they can reappear in the transfer portal. Cam Manyawa, a graduate of Staley High, will arrive in Des Moines by way of the University of Wyoming, just as Cale Combs will, who is a graduate of Nixa High School. With so much Missouri talent moving to Des Moines, Where Are They Now Wednesday will keep a focus on the Drake Bulldogs. Basketball is coming soon, and we will be here to tell you what Missourians are doing at the next level. Before we move on to season awards for our women's soccer athletes, we'll take this commercial break.
In the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammons Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network here for Where Are They Now Wednesdays with Playing on Sports. Kent Mueller. And Kent, I was awful interested in seeing the list there of the boys basketball players. Isaiah Jackson on the show. Daniel Abreu, obviously being from Willard High School, had an opportunity many times to see him. Isaiah Howard from Plattsburgh, he and his coach were seemed like regular visitors to the Missouri Sports Network for Athletes of the Week, as was Cale Combs from Nixa. But now we turn our view to women's soccer. Tell us what we've got going on there.
Well, we're getting close to postseason play as the conferences are wrapping up their regular seasons and playing their conference tournaments. As the postseason nears, the postseason honors start to flow. It's just a trickle so far, but there is already an abundance of Missouri talent being recognized as being among the best in their conference. There are 832 Missouri athletes competing in women's soccer in the NCAA all over the country. They compete in 64 Division I, II, and III conferences. Only 19 of those 64 conferences have announced their postseason honors, but Missouri talent is already shining through. Let's start out with the players of the year that have been announced. Mackenzie Compton is a freshman out of Holt High playing Division I at Lindenwood. Mackenzie is the 2024 Ohio Valley Conference Freshman of the Year. And why not? Mackenzie leads her Lions in points with 7 goals and 6 assists. Her goals per game is the 4th best in the conference, and her assists per game is the 3rd best in the Ohio Valley Conference. And her 1.18 points per game is number 1 in the conference. What a great freshman year. Ava Tankersley is a graduate student out of Fort Zumwalt South. She plays Division I soccer at Arkansas. Ava is the 2024 Southeastern Conference Forward of the Year. Ava leads the Southeastern Conference in points per game at 2.00. She has 12 goals and 8 assists for 32 points in her 16 games. 3 of her goals have been game winners. And I want to point out, while Ava plays her game at the highest competitive level, she hasn't been carded since her sophomore year. Riley Combs is a senior out of St. Dominic. She plays Division I soccer at Mississippi State University. Riley is the 2025 Southeastern Conference Defender of the Year. That's right, Missouri Talent garnered both the SEC Forward and Defender of the Year awards. Mississippi State describes Riley as the backbone of an unbreakable defense. The Bulldogs have run the table in the SEC regular season. This is what the Mississippi State Athletic Department had to say about Riley. As the anchor of Mississippi State's defense, Riley has redefined what it means to be a leader on the back line. Combs has been a force in shutting down some of the most potent offenses in the country. Her strategic positioning, expert tackling, and vocal presence have set the standard for Mississippi State's defensive prowess. I know I couldn't have said that any better. Those are the players of the year so far. Remember, only about a third of the conferences have reported their honors. And when they do, you will know. It's not just the players of the year, though. There are even more who make their all-conference team. Yes, judged to be among the best in their conference, such as Chloe Netzel. She's a senior out of Liberty, Wentzville, playing Division I ball at the University of Central Florida. And she is on the Big 12 Conference Women's Soccer First Team. Chloe has been towards the top in goals all season long, both in the conference and nationally. She leads the Knights in goals, shots on goal, game-winning goals, and points. Chloe is tied in the Big 12 Conference with 11 goals scored, which is also 8th nationally. She is 2nd nationally in shots on goal per game and 5th nationally in shots per game. She also shows leadership for the Knights as she is a captain this year. There's Caroline Kelly. She's a graduate student out of Kearney playing Division I ball at Texas Christian University. She is on the Big 12 Conference Women's Soccer First Team. In an unusual twist, Caroline has not started a game yet this year. However, she still scored 10 goals. That ranks her 4th in the Big 12 Conference and 39th nationally. She may not have started, but she got the game-winning goal 3 times, plus garnering 2 assists. And there's another unusual twist. Caroline has been named first team all-conference in 2 conferences in her career. This year, she is a graduate student at TCU in the Big 12, but prior to this season, she played 4 years at St. Louis University. She is tied there for 3rd in all-time goals scored for St. Louis, 7th in points, 8th in shots, and tied for 10th in game-winning goals. And oh yes, last year, Caroline was an Athletic 10 first team honoree. Izzy Patterson is a senior out of Incarnate Word Academy. She plays Division I ball at the University of Tennessee at Martin. She is on the Ohio Valley Conference first team. Izzy became the first player in school history to earn all Ohio Valley Conference first team honors 3 times. And that is on top of her second team honor her freshman year. She leads her Skyhawks with 12 points. Izzy is top 10 in the conference in shots on goal, goals, assists, and points. Mackenzie Compton is a freshman out of Holt playing Division I ball at Lindenwood. You have heard Mackenzie's name before. I noted that she is Ohio Valley Conference Freshman of the Year. Well, she is also Ohio Valley Conference first team, and that naturally places Mackenzie on the conference's all-newcomer team. 3 conference honors for the first-year player out of Holt High. She leads her Lions with 15 points, evenly divided between 5 goals and 5 assists. There's Caroline Ritter. She's a freshman out of Narings Hall. She plays Division I ball at Lindenwood. She is on the Ohio Valley Conference second team. Caroline is another first-year player out of Missouri, off to a fast collegiate start. And like her teammate, Mackenzie Compton, she too was also named to the all-newcomer team. From her goalkeeper position, Caroline was second in the conference in shutouts with 4, and her goals against average was a mere .57, also second in the Ohio Valley Conference. There's Tasneem Dederavik. She is a freshman out of Gateway Science Academy playing Division I ball at Lindenwood. As I mentioned, Missouri freshmen choose to take a back seat to no one. She is on the 2024 Ohio Valley Conference second team and the 2024 Ohio Valley Conference newcomer team. Tasneem scored a goal and got an assist for 4 points so far this season. When not competing as a Lion, she is playing for the Bosnia and Herzegovina national senior team. There's Mary Claire Imig. She is a freshman out of Ursuline Academy playing Division I ball at Southern Illinois, Edwardsville. She is on the 2024 Ohio Valley Conference newcomer team. Mary Claire is the 5th Missourian to be honored by the Ohio Valley Conference and the 4th to be on the all-newcomer team. She recorded 7 points with 2 goals and 3 assists. She has taken 24 shots, 14 of which were on goal. Her goals came against Nebraska, Omaha, and St. Louis, and her assists came against Eastern Illinois and in their last match against Southern Indiana. There's Blaine Schutte. She's a freshman out of Eureka playing Division I ball at the University of Tulsa. Blaine is another Missourian to garner 2 postseason awards and another freshman too. She is on the 2024 American Athletic Conference third team and the 2024 American Athletic Conference freshman team. Blaine took the AAC by storm. Earlier this season, she was a conference freshman of the week. In the conference, she is tied for the most goals in the regular season. And tied with whom? Well, it took the conference's Offensive Player of the Year to match Blaine's goals scored. She completed a rare hat trick this season for only the 5th time in program history for a freshman. And Guy, we just referenced the University of Tulsa, the Golden Hurricane. Should we talk about why they're the Golden Hurricane?
Well, absolutely. You know, I've got a background there. My sister graduated from the University of Tulsa and then finished her master's degree here at Southwest Baptist University in Bolivar and just retired from teaching. But I spent a lot of time down at Tulsa while she was there. So let's see why they're the Golden Hurricane.
Well, and also I'll point out that of all the Division I teams that play football, the University of Tulsa is the smallest school to do so. But let's get to their nickname. And like many nicknames, it is an old one. It was in 1922. The teams had gone by the Yellow Jackets and the Kindleites. I don't know why the Kindleites, but they were. Coach Howard Archer wasn't impressed. But after hearing a player say they could roar through opponents, Coach Archer thought about the Golden Tornado. But Georgia Tech was known as the Golden Tornado at that time. So when a reporter asked him what his team was called just before their game with Texas A&M, Coach Archer said they were the Golden Hurricane, and it has stayed that way for over a century. Guy, there is no other school with the name Hurricane as in singular form, but there are 2 other NCAA schools who are the Hurricanes. One, of course, is the Miami Hurricanes in Coral Gables, Florida. And there's also the Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern State, which is a Division II school in Americus, Georgia. So let's get on with some more amazing soccer athletes. There's Lily Ruscher. She's a freshman out of Park Hill South playing Division I ball at Rice. She is on the 2024 American Athletic Conference freshman team. Along with Blaine Schutte, Lily makes for 2 Missourians on the American Athletic Conference all-freshman team. She was a leader on the back line for the Owls all season long. Only 2 teammates logged more minutes than Lily. In 15 games, she played all 90 minutes. That makes her a central reason Rice has recorded 7 shutouts so far this season. I like quotes from coaches because I think the collegiate coach might know each player better than almost anyone other than close family. Coach Brian Lee said, "Lily is having a great debut season. We recruit with personality and upside at the forefront of our decision-making process. And she is a great example of the staff profiling a winner that an awesome team culture can be built around." Now that is high praise from your coach. It takes athletic skill and character. It will be fun watching what Lily does the rest of this season and over the next 3 years. There's Maggie Illig. She's a junior out of Troy Buchanan at Michigan State University. She is on the 2024 Big Ten Conference second team. Maggie is in her 3rd year as a Spartan, but in her 2nd year as a defender in her center back position. She started her collegiate career as a forward. The change has been good for both Maggie and her Spartans. She was on the field for 1,346 minutes so far this year, the most for any field player on the team. In addition to leading the back line to 10 shutouts, she also scored a goal and recorded an assist. There's Ashley Martinez. She's a senior out of St. Dominic playing Division I ball at the University of Wisconsin. She is on the 2024 Big Ten Conference third team. Ashley has been a full-time starter as a midfielder for the last 2 years. So far this season, she has scored 2 goals and has recorded 7 assists. There's Kaylee McPherson. She's a freshman out of St. Dominic playing Division I ball at Michigan State. She is on the 2024 Big Ten Conference freshman team. Kaylee is one of 2 St. Dominic grads to earn postseason honors in the Big Ten Conference. Kaylee earned her way into the starting lineup mid-season as the defensive midfielder. She got her first collegiate goal in the first conference game of this season against Purdue. That helped her earn Big Ten Freshman of the Week honors the last week of October. But Guy, tell us about what you've been up to this week and what viewers have to look forward to.
Well, Kent, we've got the Final Four in volleyball that actually gets underway today in classes 4 and 5. We'll try and run down some of those scores, maybe run down a couple of teams that will be crowned state championships by high school game day on Friday. We also had the privilege to sit down with a retired high school basketball coach, athletics director, activities director, as he prefers, Shane Matson, who has written a book. And we'll talk with him about that book and where you can get it and some of the background behind the book. And you get it at Amazon.com. Just Google Shane Matson. And the name of the book is Coaching. Is It Worth It? Absolutely. And that interview will air on Thursday and then again as part of high school game day. And then obviously we've got Friday Night Live, where it is week 11 of the high school football season. We'll have scores from around the state, tell you who's moving on into their district championship games outside of Class 1, as they are just now reaching their quarterfinals in their individual districts. But we've got all that coming up right here on the Missouri Sports Network here of this week of November the 6th.
And that's all really good stuff. That's I look forward to reading that book. And we also have Ava Tankersley. She's a graduate student out of Fort Zumwalt South. She plays Division I soccer at the University of Arkansas. She's on the 2024 Southeastern Conference first team. We could go on for some time about Ava. As I highlighted earlier today, she is this year's Forward of the Year in the Southeastern Conference. As noted, she resides near the top throughout the conference leaderboards. Later today, Ava will again lead her Razorbacks when they take on the number 7 seed Georgia Bulldogs in the SEC tournament. Riley Combs, a senior out of St. Dominic at Mississippi State. She is on the 2024 Southeastern Conference first team. Missouri has the SEC women's soccer field covered. As I noted, Ava Tankersley is the Forward of the Year, and also Riley Combs is a Defender of the Year, which means she is also a member of the conference first team. Her coach lavished praise on her for her overall defensive play on the best team in the SEC that looks to go deep into the NCAA tournament. Jalen Brownlee is a freshman out of Fort Zumwalt South playing Division I ball at Arkansas. She is on the 2024 Southeastern Conference third team and also the 2024 Southeastern Conference freshman team. I had already highlighted Jalen for being named the SEC Freshman of the Year, but now I have 2 more honors to list for her. The Razorbacks have developed a recruiting process that is successful in getting Missouri talent. Jalen is a continuation of that. It will be fun to watch her success grow over the last 3 years of her collegiate career. There's Kylie Kukin. She's a freshman out of Winfield playing Division I ball at the University of Alabama. She is on the 2024 Southeastern Conference freshman team. Kylie rounds out a long list of Missourians earning senior honors in the SEC. She has started 17 games so far in her freshman year. Her 3 goals and 9 points both rank 4th on the team. Her 3 assists places her 3rd for the Crimson Tide. Her first career assist was for the game-winning goal against Southern Mississippi. There's Megan Nemnich. She's a red shirt senior out of Lafayette High, playing at the University of Nebraska at Omaha. She is on the 2024 Summit League second team. Megan arrived in Omaha after starting out at Memphis, where she spent her redshirt year. As a midfielder, she has started 41 games for the Mavericks, focusing on the defensive side of the game. She had 2 goals in her career, both last month, and both were big goals. She scored the only goal against North Dakota State as the Mavericks won 1-0. And the very next week, she scored the game-tying goal against Denver in a 1-1 tie. 2 goals, both very well timed. Guy, that wraps it up for now. We have much more coming as we go through the fall sports season and as we get started with men's and women's basketball.
Well, I can't imagine anywhere in the country having more information than you do and than we do here at the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, hey, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe.